Hello, hello, welcome back. So today we are going to do the November reading planning, and I usually like to do this the first weekend of the month, but I will be out of country, so I will not be available until almost mid-month, unfortunately, by the time I get back and get caught up at work and everything else. So I wanted to go ahead and jump in and do as much of this as I can now. I know there's going to be a couple spots where I'm not able to, and I'll just have to say, hey, this blank, I will let you know when I do my next update once I get back, if that is something y'all are interested in. But unfortunately, there's a couple spots on here that are blank because I just don't know yet, because it's only the 28th, and some of them don't announce until the beginning of the month, or even like the 7th of the month in one case. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Book clubs. These are all the ones, just as an FYI. My goal for book clubs generally is as many of them as I can fit into my schedule and also get from the library that I participate in. If I can't, for some reason, I'll try to make up the read in a later month if possible, but it isn't something that I am like 100% stuck on. I have to do every single one every single month. If there's a book that I just am not interested in, then I may skip that one until future down, or at some point I may just decide to skip it altogether. All of the top row and then these guys here are all the same sort of club. They're just different categories. So there's like a monthly book, and then every other one is a different sort of string on the chats, and you're able to say, okay, I want to read the thriller book for this month, or I want to read the romance for this month, etc. And then you can join in and read those books and chat. And obviously, I can't get to all of them, so I, being myself, I joined them all because, of course, I did. And it's a little overwhelming at times, so I've sort of given myself a little grace to be like, yo, you gave yourself way too many books to read. Do the ones that make sense, the ones that are not going to overly stress you, and the ones that are enjoyable. And it's been working decently well, at least last month and this month. I do not know if I will get through all of the books for catching up on them for the year, but I'm hopeful. Same thing for these guys here. For Fable, what I did is when they joined the clubs, I went back and took all of the ones from the past year, so until January of the year, and I put them in my priority reads list, and then I'm making my way through them as I can get them from the library. So these guys are over here. And if I can get to the ones that are for the current month, fabulous. You can see these guys, I haven't gotten them from the library yet. So because they are more popular books, oftentimes in these clubs, I can't often get them so quick of a turnaround. So sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does. I do my best. All right, back over here. So this one is the only one I try to actually keep up with, because it's a fairly new one, and I enjoy sci-fi. So I am actually up to date officially, I believe. Yes, I am up to date. I've finally caught up, and this month I will be the first month where I am fully caught up. I'm excited about that. All right, so these are book clubs. Pop it on over to monthly challenges. HRCYED Secret Prompt, if we get one, which I assume that we will, isn't usually announced until the beginning of the month, and then I'll start on the 7th. I believe I get back on the 10th, so I will pick a book out either when I get back or right around that time, depending on what's going on and how much internet I can get. But anyways, I'll get this one picked out, and then this monthly prompt is usually announced on the 1st, where I will already be not here, so I couldn't choose that one either. So those are both blank at the moment. But my adventures in Eldia, I think that's it. I think I literally said the same thing 3 times. Anywho's, I'm a little scatterbrained. I just got back from the grocery store, getting dog food to take to the sitter tomorrow because my puppy is being super, super finicky with her food. So we're taking dry kibble as well as canned food and fresh food. And she surprisingly doesn't even always like the fresh food. She will do what she gonna do. And that's sort of like we're just trying to make sure she eats something at this point. She's tiny. She's like 8 pounds. But she's not losing weight though, so we're not concerned. But it's just finicky. Very finicky at the moment. So I had to go get all the things for her, and then the grocery store that I went to before I left for my previous trip, because I just got back, did not have gluten-free crackers. And since I'm gluten-free and we're traveling internationally, and they don't always, even if you ask for a gluten-free meal, they don't always have that. It's definitely happened before where you're like, okay, what's the plan? So I usually have like my brain, some kind of like a packet of food, like a protein, and then a bar, some crackers, maybe a nut butter that's not peanuts, obviously, packet. And so I have all of that packed up in my bag, but I didn't have any crackers, so I have like almond butter, but I don't have crackers to put it on, and I have like a packet of tuna, but I don't have. So I was, could I eat those technically just to get the protein in? Absolutely, but I figured I'd just drop by since I was already out and grab that. And then I'm packing, and we leave not technically tomorrow, but like super, super early the next day. So tonight, once we get done here, or once I get done here, I suppose I need to finish cleaning the house, finish making sure everything is packed up, and yep, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be busy, 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 but it's exciting. Anyway, that was a tangent. Back here. So anyway, for the Adventures in Elda, for Elenis, it was a science fiction book. So since I'm already going to be reading Contact by Carl Sagan, I went ahead and put that here. So 2 for the price of 1. And then for Kira, it was a nonfiction book. And you will see why I chose this one here shortly, because this one is also doing double duty this month. And I chose The Subtle Art of Not Giving Enough by Mark Manson because it is on my actual bookshelf and it fits into another prompt on a later one. So, like I said, double duty. For Heritage Month, I'm going to read Storm of Locusts, which is Rebecca Roanhorse, and it's the second book in that series. I am hopeful there will be a third because I really enjoyed the first one. I believe I gave it 5 stars, and I read it like 2 months ago, I think. Anyway, it was phenomenal. Sorry about that. And yeah, hopefully it's amazing. This one is I guess I should probably say this one is an audiobook, paper book, ebook. So it's a little bit of everything. Brimstone is my hopeful for new release. I did already go ahead and put in a library request. And it said 4 weeks, but because of the fact that like it's not actually coming out for like 3 weeks, I'm not sure how that's going to go. Sometimes it is inaccurate on your timings when that happens, which I love it when they make it so you can like get on the list early. That's amazing, but sometimes the timing is not correct. Anyways, November Mini Challenge also has not been announced for 52 books yet. I actually don't even know if they are going to have one because they don't always have one. I didn't buy the packet, the little booklet, so I'm not sure if there is one. If there is, I will try to fit that in with another one that I am doing, if at all possible. And then the I'll get around to it later tag, which should already have had a video put out before now, so I'm not going to get into them too much, but most of these books you probably haven't seen on my list before, other than this one which you just saw. Jane Eyre is going to be on one of my HRCYED prompts, so it'll hit 2 boxes there. Wizard's First Rule, I actually have an audiobook through Kindle Unlimited, I believe, for this one, and this was a friend recommended, multiple friends actually recommended this. We had a whole conversation about it, and I'm hearing it's great. I was like, y'all realize how long this book is? And they're like, it's worth every minute. And I was like, okay then, let me put that on the list. My procrastination book is a paperback. It is in my bedroom. I've been meaning to finish that book for over a year. It is a borrowed book from my little brother-in-law, And I am not a good sister-in-law for not returning that book in a timely fashion. So need to fix that. And then I assume this will be my next book, my TBR, when it becomes November the 1st. I'm working my way through it. I did not yet finish Grimstone. It was supposed to be in last month, but it didn't happen. And this one, I literally went back to a book I've had for, I think like 2023 is when I got this one for free. So it's a Kindle, no, it's a Kindle book, it's an ebook, but it's not actually on my shelf, since I don't have that many books on my shelf. Anyway, more information on that in the video specifically about this tag. I also am hoping to do the Dungeons and Book Dragons Readathon. This will mostly sort of matter whether I can or not will depend on what my internet situation is once I get to Japan. We are getting eSIMs and we will hopefully have Wi-Fi throughout at different times. So I'm hoping I'll be able to jump onto it. I did go ahead and pop the Discord app on my phone, so I'm fingers crossed gonna get this one. I want to at least get the first two, because that'll be until the 10th, and it's supposed to be every 5 days, right? At least two, the actual ones done, and then the rest of them maybe I'll do some side quests as well. We shall see. I need to pick my character here pretty quick. I have not done so. I may actually just do that at the airport since I'm going to be waiting a lot while I'm at the airport. We're doing a quick jaunt and then a really long jaunt. So there's like a 3 or 4 hour layover that keeps getting longer. Originally it was like an hour and a half, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. It's a little bit close for an international flight, which you can't just get rescheduled. And then it was like 2 hours, and now it's like 3.5, and I'm like, okay, we will see. There's nothing I can do about it right now, right? So, anywho's, that is a plan. Nope, nothing here because those are going to be announced as we go through the month. Like I said, it's supposed to be every 5 days. And yeah, I don't really have a lot to say on this one other than it sounds a lot of fun. I'm excited. All right, spins and picks. I went ahead and jumped on 2 of them ahead of time and chose my classic because I needed to download books for the plane, and so I went ahead and chose, I've been saying went ahead a lot. I chose Looking for Alaska by John Green, which will fit my classic or banned book, but it should also meet my requirement for AuthorTuber. So that will hopefully fill that one up. If I end up, it was originally going to be The Fault in Our Stars, which I still want to read at some point. It's on the list of classic and banned books anyway, so I do need to get through it at some point, but that one is still on hold. This one was available now, so I grabbed it. And then I also grabbed Holy Shift, which is the last in a list. So let me look here so I can show you. So it's the New Orleans Nocturnes, and I thought that I'd reached the end of the series because I read them all last year, which you can see because they are actually year before last, right? Yeah, 2023. It's been a while. And apparently I missed one. Maybe my library didn't have it. I don't know. But I do need to, or no, it just came out. So it's not just me. I promise, update these things, but I've slept since then. Anyway, I saw that there was just one left, and I remember really enjoying these and thinking they were cute and funny, and I think I gave them all 4 stars, or at least most of them. And so I was like, you know what? That sounds like a great plain read. So I went ahead and picked this one up, or at least downloaded it from the library. I keep hitting this, I'm sorry. I need to get like a lapel thingamabob at some point. I have one, but it doesn't hook into this computer well. I'm not sure why. All right, back over here. So we need to pick 3 different prompts for HRCYED. So let's jump over to do that first. First spin. Become the avatar. So if we go to I actually really, Avatar holds a place in my heart because it's one of the shows that my husband and I watched when we were dating, but it was long distance because it was a long distance relationship for a long time. So we would watch them, and we went through all of Avatar, and then the second one, and then we went into Naruto. Now we're on the Shippuden, the second Naruto series as well. So Aang and Katara and all of their friends are definitely hold a special place in my heart. All right, here we go. So I've technically already hit this one, as we know. There's 4 out of 4, and I did the picture on the cover, but I want to actually do both of them because there's a spot, and I am a completionist for the actual word. I still have Earth Unaware and Air Bound. Let's see, can I get either of them from the library? I think Earth Unaware was one that I could get. I was looking earlier. And obviously this could potentially change if it's not. Yes, that one is one that I may be able to get. It looks like it is currently available, but I don't want to get it now because I'm not going to be able to read it until I get back. So we'll go with Earth Unaware. And if you have another suggestion, because I'm not reading it for a while, let me know and I may be able to switch it out if one of the books that you'll suggest sounds up my alley. I love sci-fi, I love fantasy, romance, romantasy, which is romance and fantasy, obviously. I already kind of said that. Okay. I'm finding a picture so I could pop it on there. Because last time I put it on there, it's like the words, and I don't think that it went over as well. So we will say this is Become the Avatar. And the one we're doing, let's put the replace, put that in there. All right. So I just put it on my phone because it's way faster. All right. So then we come over to number 2. There, I'm not going to remove it because there's technically one more I could do. If we get it a second time, obviously it'll have to come off. HRCYED 1.0 favorite. All right. So, I already literally said that this one I can't get from the library right now. Grr. All right, I think Axiom I can get. If I remember, like I said, I did try to look a lot of these up. Yes, I should be able to get that one, hopefully, when I get back as well. So, let's pop this over here, which this is going to be favorite. And then, oh, did I have this as a group, or am I just having issues, apparently? Okay, well, we'll do it the hard way, because it doesn't want to upload properly. So I just uploaded it there, and we'll do it. Can I do that? I don't think that's going to work. There we go. Okay. There's a will, there's a way. And that is not the last of that one, so let's keep on going. So this is my ABC challenge. It's to challenge yourself. So that's going to be these guys here. So I've got these 2 on request. These 2 are available on Hoopla, and this one's available on Kindle Unlimited. The other ones I haven't. Actually, I do have this one. What about Beautiful Creatures? Do I already have that one available? Because I don't know anything about that one. Other than the fact that I, at some point, read it and thought that it sounded fabulous. Of the ones that were there. Garcia. Apparently not available at... Oh no, it is available at the library. So let me actually go ahead and mark that as want to read. Why is that in a different font? Strange. Probably not important. Let's go with Sticks and Stone, because then I don't have to worry about getting it from the library. It's, I can use one of my Hoopla, like, instant ones. Sticks and Stone, McGinty. Okay, while that pulls up, let's pop back over. And da 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 da. Okay, okay. I feel like I may have already... Oh, this is going to be a romance. I don't think I realized that when I downloaded it. But yep, there's abs. So, which you'll see here in a second. I don't think I realized it was a romance. When I literally went to a list of like books that were in each state, and it was 2 or 3 months ago when I made my first list. And there are still some that are missing. So, by the way, if you know any books in South Dakota, North Dakota, or any of these ones that are better than the ones that I have here, let me know. The ones that are gray are ones that are from another, like they cross over to another list. So I'll probably stick with those unless I don't end up getting to them. So like this one is on the Saturday list from TWOFNBC, and I don't know that I'm going to get to that one on time. At least everything on that list. So we'll see. But anyway, let me know if you have any books. I already switched out what I originally had for Arizona to the Wonder State because I had a viewer, I don't remember your name at the moment, I'm so sorry, tell me that this was a fantabulous book, so I went ahead and put that on there. And then I switched out my Colorado one because a friend in choir recommended this book, and it just happened to be taking place in Colorado. So I was like, switch. So none of these are set in stone. They're just options. All right, so that should take care of all of these. And then we get to pick one more challenge, which is this list here, to do. And this is the list of the challenges where I still have at least one item that I am behind on or that I haven't done. So this is the homebody challenge. So let's go to my priority list and scroll on over to Fable Homebody. Okay, well I do want already Readathon. I'm behind on that one, and Metal Slinger as well. But I don't think those are still available on Hoopla. They were when I looked, but like 2 months ago when I made this list, but I don't think they are still. Because I remember looking for... Let me just check. Maybe they are and I'm just crazy. Did I spell that right? Leak. Yeah, Anathema's not available anymore, unfortunately. Metal Slinger is, though, so. We will probably go with Metal Slinger then. The other books, I hadn't yet found found a place I could read these fairly easily. Oh, I could, and these two are still waiting for them to come available, as is this one, sadly. Because I did really want to read those, because specifically I really wanted to read The Night and the Moth this month, but it didn't happen. I'm still waiting for it to come in. Alright, and this was going to be Homebody Book Club. And let's upload out a photo. My nose itches, I'm so sorry. Perfect. Alright, so I have everything picked out. The one thing I'm concerned about is that I have so many like challenges that I'm adding sort of last minute to my reading challenges sort of to my year, because when I like paced myself at the beginning of the year being like, hey, you know, I want to finish this one but in the 12-month span, and this one and this blah 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 blah, and I had it all like figured out and with a little bit of wiggle room, no issues. Now I've added HRCYED, which is a whole thing of itself, and I know I can finish it next year, so it doesn't have to get done right now. But yeah. And then I also restarted my states challenge, the challenge yourself, because I had originally started that at the beginning of the year, and I decided to use that for my challenge yourself instead. So I restarted all of that. So that one's the most stressful, to be honest. I'm a little stressed. I've got November and December to read some books, a lot of books. And it's of my own doing. It is, because I just don't want to say no to doing fun challenges. I love a challenge. I love planning for a challenge, and I love reading the challenge books that I pick out for myself usually. Sometimes you'll get a dud, right? But I think that I may have just next year, 2026, we're going to plan a little bit better. A little bit. All right, so I will see you guys later. We are going to be gone, like I said, until like the 10th. So this video will go live, and then there'll be one more that should be before this. I believe that's the order they're going to go in during the time I'm gone. So it's not going to be completely dead, but when I get back, I'm going to need to do my reading update for October, which includes all of the fun things for HRCYED, as well as for... It's not on here on the list, as well as for all of the magical readathon related things. Right now, I'm currently working through the spring 2025 semester using, I believe it's called a Letter of Fate, and then I'm also, because of course, decided to go ahead and do any certifications that seemed like it would be workable with the things that I am doing currently, and I've had 2 certifications that worked out. They didn't really change anything on my reading, but I did have to watch 4 movies in order to pull them off, because I had 2 for Kira and 2 for Elenis. So that does take time. Not as much as reading an entire book, obviously, but I'm gonna have fun with that. Yeah, so I'll fill you in on that when I get back. If there's anything else that you guys know of that's coming up, let me know. And then also on the Dungeons and Book Dragons Readathon, let me know if you want like a separate video on that, or if you're cool with me putting in my end of month reading update for November. That one, if I was here in town, I would probably do like a video a week kind of situation, just because it seems like that would be the way to run it, but I'm not, and I can't record while I am traveling, unfortunately. So I will have to do that a little bit differently than I would. Maybe next year I will be able to do a weekly vlog, which would be a lot of fun. I haven't done one of those yet. Anyways, all the thoughts. Turn them down. I've got too many things going on in my brain right now. And I apologize for the ramble. But thanks again, and I will chat with you guys next time. Bye!